dance around for a second. Unbelievable. Podcast. Yeah. Ooh. Yo, let me take you down to this podcast that nobody wants to watch. Would be appreciative if you drop a like on this. Awesome. Yeah. What up? Woo! Please don't watch this podcast. Yeah. Yeah. I'm your host, recorder Randy, and as always, we got Piccolo Pete on the side here. What's going on, Pete?
Nothing. I've been at my keyhole the other day, and yeah, I found this dude, you know, with his son. What's his name? What's Pete's son's name? Jim.
What?
from the Goof Troop.
Oh, what is his name? That's a good question.
Max and Porter. Goof.
Yes.
Goof. That's his name. Goof.
Yeah, it's Goof. I don't think it's Goof.
His son's name.
Who's
Sorry, my nose is real itchy.
Son's name? Let's see
So
here.
welcome to episode. Is it?
It's Pete Jr. It's Pete and Pete.
Wait, hold on. You have it wrong. Isn't it episode 25? Or
no, it's 24, isn't it?
It's 24.
I think it's 24. I could be wrong.
Well, it'll be funny if it's not.
Ooh, double check.
No, just upload 2 24s.
Give me a second here. So, while I'm checking that, welcome to the Please Don't Watch This Podcast, debatably episode 23 or 24. I'm actually your host, Carl101. This is my co-host, as always, Speed Slasher. It is in fact episode 24, unless I didn't upload 24, which I'm almost positive I didn't, or there wasn't one.
Didn't.
So I'm pretty sure we're good here. I think we're ready to go. So with that being said, let's get some music going here. We got some jamming too. This is not the song I was expecting.
Why are you playing hardcore rap, dude? I didn't think this was what the...
There we go.
All right. Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking there. Why do you not check the songs before you put them on?
Well, I thought that was the right one, but I guess I was wrong.
Good.
And the other thing is that like I wouldn't have expected, you know, Gilvia Sonner to even have bothered to upload, you know.
Hey, you get around, you know.
Anyway, so Speed, what's been happening in the life of the Speed Slasher?
So I actually visited my house on Monday, I think, because my teacher was like, "Oh, I don't feel good," and my sister had an appointment near our house, like a doctor for dermatology, because we both have kind of bad skin. So, can you tell? Can you tell by my profile?
No, we're all distracted by your hair.
Okay. Yeah. There we go.
But not the boy hat.
Oh, because then he looked worse. Forget it. Oh god. No, there goes my. Oh goodness. Okay, what was I talking about?
You went to your parents' house.
Oh yeah, and my dad standing like 70 yards away, looking through a scope. He's like, "Hey, son, how's it going?" He gave us like so many ingredients because he probably thought we were starving these past few months. And it's like, oh man, what do I use like a bag of celery for, and stuff. And it's like, I don't know. I've been thinking about recipes with celery, tomatoes, carrots, all that. And he gave us like 50 pounds. A mountain of meat. You know, like you know, you would eat on occasion. And the best thing that I got when I got home was this boy.
Oh, a Dreamcast.
Yeah, the Sega Dreamcast, and
that's the memory card that goes in the Dreamcast controller, right? Okay.
Like that.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Perfect.
Besides that, I'm on my finals.
Again, I feel like you're on your finals every other week.
Isn't that great?
Oh, it sounds terrible. That is literally the worst college I would have ever heard of.
I'm also taking summer, so
That's even worse. No,
I know. At least I don't have to go on campus because then it'll be hot. I'm wearing a sweater because I get to be in my cool room.
Oh, you got air conditioning? We haven't turned on our air conditioning.
I have my fan on.
Okay.
It's enough for me. The audio viewers are gonna get nothing. Well, they better continue to not watch, or else they'll be disobeying the rules.
Well, here's the thing, Chris, is that we decided that our podcasts were going to be visual podcasts more geared towards, since we started adding the camera element. So, and we decided that if anybody actually commented in the YouTube section that said they really wanted a audio version of the podcast, then we would think about it.
I mean, more like Carl would think about it, and I would be like, oh no, I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, pretty much. He's not wrong. He's totally.
And then,
not wrong.
To answer your question, Rob, why is the podcast called "Please Don't Watch This Podcast"? I don't remember. I think one of us just said it, and then it was like, okay, that's the name of the podcast.
Yeah, well, I mean, we trust us, just don't.
Yeah,
as it says.
VG don'ts.
Yeah, from the legendary VG don'ts. Words from the wise, I think. Not really.
But basically, I'm just looking forward to getting back into streaming again, like for more than one day, and then just doing not podcast, playing stuff and drawing stuff that I've been meaning to. Because I think with one class only in summer, I'll have the less of a workload. But then again, it's a higher echelon kind of class, so I don't know. Because I was actually invited by my teacher. He was like, "Hey, you're a good student. Get in this class." It's one of the harder to get prerequisites because it's one of those classes where you have to it's a seminar, but normally you don't know what the topic is about, and normally you don't know the professor. So there's kind of two birds, 7 stones. You know?
2 birds, 7 stones. That seems bad.
Well, I'm not efficient. So I don't know. I'm not really good at saying what I've been doing in my life. I guess I've just been doing a lot of cooking. I forgot to mention that the last 2 times. I've been doing the majority of the cooking around the house and cleaning. My room is not that clean though. I need to get the vacuum going because this is a minefield on the floor.
I hate vacuuming.
Yeah,
absolutely hate it. I
don't like it on carpet because I have carpet here.
Well, I do like it on carpet. I think it's easier to do it on carpet because stuff sticks to the carpet better than when you have just like tile or whatever on the floor. Because then like it's easier. What?
I have wood downstairs, and I feel like that's easier just because when it's carpet, it's like you don't know if it's clean.
But that's the thing, like it's it depends on the color. It depends on the color of the carpet, though. I think because like if you have like gray carpet, then like you're asking for problems, I think. But if you have like blue or green carpet, even though that probably seems pretty off, like if we're talking about like a neon green carpet, like I don't know, like you could literally have videos where the floor is made of lava. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. I think everything comes up easier when it's on carpet.
It is a weird tangent.
Also, it depends on what kind of carpet too, because like you can get shaggy carpet, which is terrible, or you could get like just like short-haired carpet or whatever you want to call it.
Or you can grow grass in your room and then like
that's not a no.
Imagine vacuuming that.
Yeah, Brian's got a point too. You could just Swiffer wood.
Oh yeah, Swiffer sweep sponsored. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Okay. Yeah, my week has not been much, unfortunately. I've been failing at like answering that part of our topic. How about you?
Okay. Well, so I apologize. I've talked about this in the past 2 streams actually, but I apologize for the lack of streaming that I've done over these past 2 weeks. There's been a lot of reasons, but none of them were actually the real reason, which is just that I haven't felt like streaming and nothing else of such. I've been spending a lot of time actually trying to get myself as in shape as possible. Not for any particularly specific reason other than just I owe it to myself to finally do it. So I hit a really big milestone over this weekend here, which is where I dropped below 260 pounds.
I thought that happened last time.
No, that happened over this weekend for sure.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, it's
It, it, I
it's
thought
been a
that I
big.
gained weight myself. I went because I don't have a scale here. So when I went home, I was like, I hopped on. And I was like, what happened? I'm like the same.
Yeah, so I've been I haven't really changed much of my walking, as I have been changing up how I eat,
Mhm.
and I've been changing up. I've been doing extensive drumming more so on a daily basis. So that's actually why I've been sweaty.
Not quite my
This,
temp.
pretty much, not wrong. So as I've said in the past few days, I've thrown out my arm a couple times
That's
after
good.
each session. So yeah, I hope so.
Not quite my tempo.
Yeah, thank you. There we go. Perfect.
Oh,
So there's been that, and the other thing too is that just like I guess everybody kind of gets to that point where you just kind of get lost in your own self, and like with everything going on, I've just been unsure of how to go forward with everything while trying to find time to relax throughout my day.
right. And I know you have a difficulty relaxing in general.
It's very true that I do have a difficulty relaxing. It's just it's hard. Like it just when I'm constantly trying to sit there, I constantly have this urge to want to feel that I need to be doing something. Not this, and like even almost to the point where I need to be just kind of moving too. Like I'm not a person that just likes to sit still most of the time, so that doesn't help at all. And nor it's very rare that I relax and I come out of it feeling better. I recently came to the realization that my chair is actually destroying my back, which is
Mhm.
causing me breathing issues in that own right, as well as just not having the best of diets
What
too.
kind of chair is it? So then we could not advertise that chair.
I'd have to go look. I have no idea.
I have an IKEA chair, so
Like it's comfy. It's not bad. It's just that like it doesn't. I don't know. I have to like go get fitted for a chair or something and just kind of take that idea and find the right chair at a decent
fitting
price.
for a chair sounds a little interesting.
Well,
It's
I
like,
mean, I wouldn't call
what's
that
it in
unusual.
Goldilocks? Gotta find the right chair.
But I mean, like, I wouldn't call that too ridiculous because, like, you get fitted for a suit, you get fitted for a lot of, like, you can get fitted for a bed too, which is.
Right, one of my friends, they can't sit on one of my chairs because it's like got a weight limit, and I'm like, no, they'd be
Yeah, and even those weight limits aren't. I don't really define them as correct. I really believe that a human needs to find a chair that has a weight limit, regardless of how much you weigh, almost 2 to 3 times your weight. Because when you think about it, when I'm sitting in my chair, let's say for the sake of just argument, I weigh 260 right now flat.
Okay.
Now this chair is rated for 325. But here's the thing. So I'm standing. And now I
Sorry,
just
Carl
plop
didn't
down.
show me the webcam, so I have to imagine.
Yeah, so I just literally plop down the full force of my body into my chair, which means that I have now put more pressure onto this chair, which probably means that I
Yeah, I
put
get that.
far more weight into this chair than what is rated for this chair. So, and it's really easy for a human to do that kind of thing. Like, how many of you guys realistically thinking about it, how many of you guys really say to yourself, like, after you sat down in a chair, like, oh, I may have come down too hard on that chair? Probably not as. I mean, there's a couple times when you kind of just like slipped sitting down, which I've done every now and then. But what I'm getting at is that like, it's just you really need a durable chair. Like,
I'm always worried that when I sit down, the bottom part will break, and then the the thing that holds it up. I'm like, oh no, that's painful. It'd be horrendous. That'd be game over.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's that. So I have started to hopefully push myself back into getting into streaming again, and hopefully I can get back into serious YouTube uploading as well. There is going to be a change into the YouTube schedule and how it works. I've been giving a lot of thought, and I think what's going to happen specifically with YouTube uploads is that it's going to go back down to one a day. However, I think based off of what I've been seeing just in general throughout the communities of YouTube, I'm probably going to lengthen the videos quite a bit longer to probably like 30 to 45 minutes, somewhere around
That
there.
means less editing too, right? To a degree.
It means it's like this weird thing of like less rendering because I only have to render one video a day then.
Hmm.
but at the same time, like there's still the same amount of editing that I'm gonna have to do. But the issues is that like there's a lot more focus that I can just do on one video a day as opposed to having to focus on 2 videos a day. Because the 2 videos a day, I feel just like it gets to a person for whatever
Yeah,
reason. So,
I wasn't an advocate for it to begin with.
and I've been thinking about what I could do since I still like having 2 playthroughs going at a time on the channel. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably do 3 each and every day, or 1 a day, 1 the other day, 1 the day, 1 the other day, A B, kind of that thing. And then I'll have like the 7th day either be just an alternate of what should be, or I will have a special video, depending on whatever it might be. So
what would be a special video?
if I can ever get this project that I've been struggling to get myself started on, that me and Brian worked on, finished, it'd be fantastic. I'm doing a terrible job at getting myself motivated to do that, since there's a lot of work that has to be done with that. Music boxes are another thing that I'd like to do, and I have other video projects I want to get done as well.
More stuff with Kea.
Yeah, I walk her enough. She gets plenty of walks. She gets plenty of snacks.
No, I meant videos.
Oh well, no.
What?
She's too lazy to be in videos.
But that's the fun of it. You just film her sitting around and like, yep. Welcome to Kea Log episode 252. Today she licked her nose.
So, but yeah, that's everything on the why I haven't been streaming side of it.
Right.
I'm trying to get back into it. I'm trying to find my place again, and it should be hopefully great and fine. The other thing I wanted to talk about was a couple weeks ago we had community night, which I thought was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I thought for the most part everybody had a lot of fun.
Oh no, I missed it.
Oh yeah, you did miss it. That's right. But yeah, it's that was a lot of work. I really enjoyed how much you guys enjoyed it though.
Right.
Oh, thanks for the follow, World's Finest 18. Appreciate the follow. Yeah.
What?
So I don't know. This is something I started doing
Yeah.
since new followers started showing up. So, but yeah. So community night. I thought Animal Crossing went very well. I thought everybody really was. The thing I always look for in anything that I stream, anything that I do, is not so much. Even though I like the completion parts of doing streaming, like completing games and stuff like that, what I'll really try to strive and find is trying to go above and beyond with people, trying to find things that are unique and interesting to them. That's what I enjoy the most. So when I see people that like say to me that they were not expecting that, and not even necessarily in the bad sense of it, because I know obviously there's plenty of stuff that I've done that everybody's been like, oh, I wasn't expecting them to do it that terrible, awful way. But when people are like, this is a lot more fun than I realized it would be, or, you know, if it just comes out better than what most other people's community nights kind of generally are. Because most people's, like, when you look at most Animal Crossing community nights, not to say that they are at all bad,
Right.
but it was just kind of like, you know, they opened up their island, everybody kind of got to show up and just join, and that was about it. So my idea was that, like, well, they're here, why don't I have them do something, and why don't I make it like enjoyable? So obviously I took a couple ideas from other people, and a couple of the ideas I kind of just made up on my own, like trivia night and the maze. So but yeah,
What do you think was the most favorite event? I did like
people really like the maze.
Right. I really like the what do you call it? I like the quiz, but I kind of agree that if one person's gonna get it right, everyone else might. Like, there's a good chance.
that was the hardest thing. I couldn't solve that issue, and that's why when I picked the questions, I tried to pick questions that nobody would probably have a decent. I mean, there was obviously giveaway questions, and that
Right.
was the joke of it. But I might overhaul it again. Like, you know, the biggest thing too is that, like, writing up 40 questions for two. I mean, even just let's say one quiz for the time being, not to do 2 quizzes. One set of even 20 questions takes a while. So I might I'd like to redo the whole wrong answer of the game kind of thing. I'll
Right.
make sure to explain that
A little more
better.
explicit because
Um,
I did Jackbox with my friend Tim, and then he didn't even realize what it was, and then I was like, I got points, and I lost that one still.
and then the other thing is that I will probably try to find other ways to get more points in the quiz game, like maybe like a lightning round, like you only have like 1 second to answer, like you have to just pick an answer right now.
Right, or else you just don't get points.
Yeah, so
A lot of people
or it's
are
like
commenting right now the fashion show is their favorite,
or
and
like
I agree.
the person that makes it like the first the correct answer the quickest,
Oh,
get
okay.
points or something too. Like, but I mean, obviously this is just mind for thought and completely out of there. So the fashion show I really enjoyed. I kind of freeballed that as best as I could. But I tried to keep it with like some logic within it. So I thought everything with that went perfectly fine. I thought everybody enjoyed it. I enjoyed looking at everybody's costumes. I think I think the most important thing is that like now that I've done it, everybody has an idea of how it works, and I can.
Change the
It's gonna, and well, yeah, it's gonna be easier to just like make it more understandable the next time I do it, and it'll be able to add stuff without too much issue. I think.
I do agree that it would be cool to have like a walkway, so then people can really like try to sell their.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna do that. I just didn't know where to set it up. My island, it's a little busy on my island. Not to say that your island isn't busy, because your island obviously is very, but your island is more geared towards being literally a city, and like you went for more of an aesthetic, whereas my island is more of like I have a lot of different stations and stuff that I think are more just kind of geared out to being what they are. If that makes kind of any sense, it might not.
Right. But I mean, but you had to gear it for an event to begin with. Mine is just like, hey,
Right,
I like the trees.
right. So, I'll have to think about how I want to go about that, because like it's just gonna be a lot of work, and
Right. You can put a lot of room on your right side. I think you can consider somewhere there.
yeah. So there was Animal Crossing, which I thought wouldn't perfectly, with the exception of the power outage for whatever reason that decided to
Yeah.
happen, which knocked everything literally out for a brief moment.
And
Um,
I think now is a better season for the fishing contest.
yeah, that was the other thing too, is that I didn't realize that the butterfly and fishing contests were going to be kind of dull. And the issue with my town too is that it's hard to fish in my town. There's not the biggest amount of room. There's one river basically going across, and that's about it. So for 6 or 7 people to go fishing in that town, it makes it very difficult.
Right.
But that was a kind of a minor thing that wasn't too big of an issue, I thought, all things considered. But regardless of that, I thought everybody enjoyed Animal Crossing. I enjoyed giving prizes. I thought the prizes, I'm hoping the prizes were at least decent. I went with the mindset that like I didn't think people wanted money, because people just had cash, and like giving people 100,000 bells, I feel like is nothing as a cash reward. So I was like, well, what can I?
A lot of people came and they're like, oh, I'm kind of poor.
Yeah. So like I didn't really. I just kind of was like, well, what kind of prizes could I give that weren't terrible in that sense? So I was like,
One I think is a good one. Even
yeah.
as kind of because you kind of also have it as like a what do you call it, like a sympathy award. Like if a prize already got claimed.
Well, and the other thing too is that like even though people won prizes, I wanted to make sure in Animal Crossing that everybody got something out of it. Everybody was getting a shovel, or just a set of tools in a sense. Everybody got a Nook Miles ticket. Everybody got tambourine and whatever else I gave them. And that I think just showing up and getting something makes people happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think like people would feel better losing as long as they walked away with something decent out of their pockets.
And I think we could shift over to Mario Kart.
Yeah, so Mario Kart, I had no problems with Mario Kart myself. Obviously I can't say anything because I wasn't racing. I mean, I was, but I wasn't like really just there to give it my all. It was more of just I was there to basically just make sure everything was going fine during this tournament that was happening. Um, I knew not, and don't everybody take this wrong. I knew that there was going to be a little bit of, I guess, drama in a sense. It's not
Me, I won.
For the subscription, Mike. Appreciate it.
Well, and thank you to Brian for giving it.
Oh,
That's
yes.
the money back
appreciate
for that movie.
I knew there was. This is just a thing that's gonna happen with whatever tournament you do. Like, don't think that I was like so upset with everybody or anything, because obviously I read a little bit of drama. It's just what it is. I can't control it. Everybody, we win, we lose, we have to vent. It's whatever. Even myself, I'm not perfect, and there are times when I lose and I feel like absolute crap. That's just how it is.
Was that how you felt yesterday?
What do you mean yesterday? Oh, shut
What do
up.
you mean yesterday? What do you mean?
You be quiet over there. I think regardless of it all, I think Mario Kart, despite everything, went perfectly fine. Speed brought up the biggest point with that is that the prizes were big, and I don't want to. I wanted to give something big, and I wanted people to try and really fight for them. And yeah, so I feel like if you're gonna race in a tournament, there might as well be a decent prize for the tournament. But it's not the end of the world, I suppose.
Right.
Because it is what it is. I learned from it, and I think for the most part everybody had fun playing Mario Kart. Well, for the people that had Mario Kart, the other biggest thing too about Mario Kart is that it was too late. I should have just cut it. I shouldn't have gone forward with it, and I should have just postponed it a week in advance because I was not expecting Animal. That was the only issue with Animal Crossing, was that I timed that so poorly.
It was real. I should mention that definitely was the longest thing I've ever done. Bless you.
Thank you.
So I mean, it was an interesting experience for me too. For most of it.
Yeah. So I learned a lot, and I definitely want to do another one again for sure.
We really would like to hear your feedback. Please put it in the suggestion box. Chris already voiced some of it, and we're
really comment down below if you're watching this on the YouTube video. Also, make sure to smash the like button.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
All right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start to wrap this up here. I enjoyed community night. I thought there was nothing wrong with it. There was just a lot of learning that happened. Yeah. Marbles. See, the problem, the thing with Marbles is that
it was late.
It was late, and I think everybody was just kind of too tired for it. So Marbles was fine. Everybody enjoyed Marbles. I just think we could have done Marbles a lot better.
Right. So I think the main pullaways are taking into account the time and the fact that for Animal Crossing, not everyone can participate either, because there's only so many slots.
And that was something I realized too, like that, because there's a lot of people that just had issue with that, and whatever game I pick, there's gonna be people that aren't going to be able to participate.
Right. Keep touching my hair.
So Marbles is probably one of the very, very, very few exceptions, I think, out of it. But when it comes down to Marbles, not to berate Marbles at all, but I mean, when the basis of Marbles is pretty much as basic as it gets. You literally just play, and then the host has a basic generator that just generates all the graphics for you, and you don't really play, you just kind of watch, which is essentially what just showing up to the stream is, really. So
you have to type out play. And
you do. You could boost. I suppose that's true, but I'm just saying that Marbles is just.
A lot of people voiced that they liked it, so I think it should be a mainstay of anything.
Yeah, I agree too, and I think the next community night I'm gonna do I will do Marbles first, and last. So we'll do Marbles in the beginning just to kind of as a warm up to get everybody here, and then we'll do whatever main stage game that's gonna happen, and then marbles at the end, just kind of as a closer kind of thing too. So
Would I be a co-host for the next one, or
I guess it depends on what's going on.
what's going on?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. I have to pick a date, and I have to get myself back into a lot of things too. So,
Let me know, chat, if you hate my guts.
so
I'll accept that.
but yeah, all things considered, the first community night I thought was great. I think everybody enjoyed it. I think we're definitely going to do another one. I just don't know when. I will definitely give a decent amount of heads up for that though.
And Kaya will be involved too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Kaya was there too. But that's that. We don't need to talk about her. So,
What do you mean?
let's move.
What, you have a disagreement?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. So I think let's go ahead and move on to our first topic of two today.
I don't know what topics are doing.
What do you mean you don't know?
Because we wrote 2 down and then you added another. Which one are we not doing, or are we?
What we only were doing 2. I thought.
Well, you brought up another one. And I wrote some of that down, but I also wrote down the. Okay, hold on. He's messaging me.
I don't think it was.
That one.
Oh, that's right. I didn't write that. I didn't actually put any thought into that one. Yeah, that's my bad.
Because I thought you were doing that today. Dang it! I wrote stuff down for that.
All right. Well, you know what? We're getting live footage report in the field from our reporter out in the field. Go ahead, Spald Speedster.
Hello, it's Small Steedster here, and we're live at E3 2020. It's a great event, and we just had every presenter go live. Let's look at what let's look over what we just saw. See you later, Mike. Many fans are upset over Pokemon Company's recent decision. They revealed during the Nintendo segment, that the third line of Pokemon Sword and Shield, the Pokemon Howa Type 89 Assault Rifle, was announced shortly after the release of Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC.
Could you demonstrate the sounds that makes?
The gun?
Yeah.
Because it's a Pokemon.
Could you do it one more time? Okay, thank you. Continue.
Okay. Smash fans are split that the newest character that they revealed alongside the ARMS representative was a Minecraft block of dirt. People are indecisive. They like the representation of Minecraft. They don't like the character that they chose. What are your thoughts, Carl?
Shut up and Waluigi.
Correct. Okay. As Mike is saying, Mike is also another representative on the field. Mario teaches typing 3 coming in 2021. That's an exciting thing. Hopefully they'll get the rapper to do another rap for that. Mario teaches typing. Mother 3 remake is revealed. The fans are kind of disappointed because the console in question is Virtual Boy. It's a little bit of a shame, honestly, if I could say so myself. A lot of people were expecting this to be on the Sega Dreamcast, but
now, Speed, can you please tell me, is there going to be a Virtual Boy Mini coming out?
So yes, it will be for one eye. Okay.
Oh my god, that's too good.
Shin Megami Tensei 5 revealed to just be a prank, bro. Fans on that.
That's too good.
Nintendo, I got a lot here, surprisingly. The Sony conference was 3 hours of a guy playing a Vanuva. Didn't reveal much. They didn't even really talk about the. Oh no, they did talk about the PlayStation 5. They revealed it. It's going to be in the shape of a V. It can't be fed after midnight, so just keep that in mind. From Software, they revealed that the Blood-Borne Port PC is not a port, but it's the long sought after Blood-Borne Kart, a racing game that takes place in the Hunter's Dream. A lot of people are excited. This has been anticipated since 2015, so let's take that as it comes. What else we got here? Todd Howard walks on stage, eats a banana, slips on banana peel, then claims we could try better. So please put your faith in Bethesda. Hopefully, we get work from them with the following Fallout 77.
I've heard rumors. Maybe you might be able to confirm this that Fallout 78, the sequel to 77, is also in works too.
Yes, they're they're both at the same time.
Okay.
It's like Pokemon Red and Blue. You get different. You get different. you get different. You're on one side. You're on the west side for the other. Microsoft changes the name of the newest console to Xbox Toost to fans' confusion. A little bit of an upset there. Now this one is true for all of them. Devolver presentation confuses everyone that's watching. Nothing new. Square Enix reveals another sequel to Final Fantasy 13 called Final Fantasy 13.5 Destiny is Density. Hope fans of Lightning will enjoy more bad character. We're almost at the tail end here of our presentation.
Now, before continuing on, I heard rumors now that Square Enix was also releasing a new Kingdom Hearts game, Kingdom Hearts 1.7.2, and then on top of that, releasing the story so far, plus all the other crap that we forgot to add in now. So here's the extra part of the story so far. Is that true?
No. Hexagon Inc. did not make an appearance. People are still wondering where the heck that game is. I am not a representative of that, so let's ignore that. And lastly, Google reveals Google Stadia 2, promises the same promises as last year. So I think that is all from E3 this year. I hope everyone's excited for product. Any additional news, Carl?
I also heard a rumor that the Ouya 2 was supposed to be also talked about.
Yes, I have it right here. Here it is.
Oh wow, is Nintendo gonna have any problems by the fact that looks like a Sega Dreamcast?
No, because if you can tell here, they have an extra little vent here. They have an extra here, so it's like under pressure and ice baby. They're different. All right, that's it from E3 2020.
This has been Speed Slasher out in the outfield of the outfield, bringing us the news that we didn't need to have happen. Okay, so moving on. Are you okay, Speed? That's good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. I was hoping that you had the ball too, because like I'm pretty sure you would have some ones.
Oh yeah, no, that's my bad. I really would have thought about it, but I kind of like this, like out in the field. We gotta get buy you a green screen.
Maybe.
Okay,
right,
so
see you later, Mike.
Thanks for dropping by, Mike. Okay, so our next topic that we were going to go ahead and jump into here.
Is that good?
Both did it.
Oh, we did?
Yeah,
That's
we
good.
both did it.
That's good.
Oh
yeah, I should do weather.
Oh yeah, you should. Just go draw on your wall.
No.
Permanent marker.
Crayon. I'd have to be in timeout for that.
Our next our next topic, if we ever get to it, we wanted to talk about hobbies that we would like to try at some point. I've also added a part in here called hobbies I'd like to try but don't have time for, which is hobbies that I used to do but I just can't find myself to get back into as well.
Right.
So,
Like boxing?
Like what?
Boxing?
I'll go ahead and start. I used to like playing sports, believe it or not. So I used to play a lot of soccer back in the day when I was younger. I used to be a goalie technically, but I could also use back in the day when I used to be able to like run like decently fast when I wasn't,
I did it blindfolded too, kind of like in Mario Party.
I'm sorry, you asking a question?
No, I'm saying that's evidence of your soccer skills when you did it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So, I have actually thought about boxing, believe it or not.
Oh yeah,
Only,
I love watching boxing.
but not anything like serious, like
Just
trying to.
learning the form and kind of just doing it.
Just more of like going out there to just kind of do like some sparring, like with a mask on and stuff like that. The training for it is something that I kind of, I guess, enjoy, and I've also enjoyed like weightlifting too. I really wish I can get back into doing that myself, but it's hard to find time to literally go to a gym and do it. I envy people that actually keep up with their gym memberships and like use them to their fullest.
Carl just needs like a punch.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong. I like punching things, believe it or not. Don't take that out of context.
Go Troy.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Yeah.
Are you punching? What are you doing?
There we go. I punched you.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I thought about going with. The problem with going with Troy is that we
hate each other.
It's just more of like finding the time to do it together is very difficult, and obviously with the pandemic going on, we can't just find the time to do it. So, well, it's not even so much that we can't find the time; it's just that we just I don't really want to. So, yeah,
well,
it's
definitely been a thing that I'd like to get into, but it's like I'm not. Like I used to do tennis. But,
yeah.
Sports are out of my field for the moment. I wonder like what kind of box I'd be like an outboxer or inboxer, you know, those kinds.
Mm.
One of my favorites are Naoya Inoue. He's called the Monster. There's this great match of his where he threw like a couple punches, but the two that landed, he floored the dude, and it was like just one round. If you look it up, it's Inoue versus Payano.
Yeah.
That one's great. Go check it out. It's fun.
Well, I like watching the Butterbean matches. Butterbean's like a guy that's probably, I don't want to say he's I mean he's a little bit fatter than I am, but he's more stockier. So I'd say he's probably about almost a size and a half of me, maybe twice my size.
There's a difference between working muscles and like muscles for show too.
That's the thing. Like, I mean, he has muscles, and what I mean by that is like he's one of those guys that can literally go into a boxing match, throw one punch, and that guy's on the ground, not getting up. So, watching a couple of those matches is pretty hysterical because like he just walks in and it's just over. Like I think Tyson's done that a couple times in his career, but I think what.
Has Foreman done that? I feel like George Foreman splayed.
He might have done that. Like, I feel like all the greats really have just kind of have one of those matches in their career, so they just throw one punch and that's just that. So, but I don't know. I like the when I watch like a Rocky movie, and I'm not saying that a Rocky movie is fully accurate in that case, but I would imagine that a lot of it, like working the speed bag and working a punching bag. Doesn't seem
the technical aspect of it.
Yeah, and I feel like you have to do a lot of weight training anyways to be a boxer too. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I like it.
Like I talk about one of my favorite manga is Hajime no Ippo, and one of the characters has a lot of struggling with their weight training.
Yeah.
The water mass is like some of the ways that they can barely get into that weight. I'm like, ooh, I don't want to sit in a sauna and chew gum for.
Yeah. But like the biggest thing with sports too is that just I am a person that likes to do strength. Like I like using my strength as opposed to using my cardio. So and like I used to really be into big heavy lifting, and I used to really like to be into just, you know, whatever I could just kind of do that required me using my strength. It's kind of this thing that just like lets me know that I'm more alive than when I'm trying to run as fast as possible. So like I'm okay with running. The problem is that in my current state, like it's just really hard to keep myself without feeling like wheezing and falling apart from running. So trying to find that balance is just kind of on the difficult side.
My mile runs were depressing.
I was almost. I think I was over a 20-minute mile, which is failing at that point. I can't, like, I don't run. I can run fast. I just can't run for long, regardless of how fast or slow.
My other friend Kevin would like he could do a mile real quick. He could do it like 9. What, like I don't know what's the acceptable number for.
I think under 12. I think is the acceptable 3 minutes per quarter mile.
Back, and he would push my back as I ran to help me keep going. I'm like,
God,
Kevin.
Are you sure you're not talking about yourself?
No, that would be anime, dude.
But it's not to say that like I didn't like cardio events too, because I used to really enjoy playing volleyball and I used to really enjoy playing soccer and baseball too. But I just never. When I went into the biggest thing for myself too with sports is that when I went into band and I started really going into music, these are very important.
Hold on. These wait for the string. Your hands.
And these do not bear well in sports related activities. So
these hands.
So I need those in order to play my instruments. So I realized very early on before I jumped into a lot of that like I wasn't gonna do sports, like not because I didn't want to, but just because I really wanted to protect myself from doing anything like that.
Right.
But yeah, definitely I really wish I could put more time and effort into playing sports, because I love playing most every, you know, when I play games, like I enjoy playing sports games, I enjoy playing board games, I enjoy playing video games, I enjoy most games. It's not just video games that I'm into, it's all forms of game that I enjoy.
Carl's a real gamer.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one hobby for sure that I would love to be able to do or continue to do that I cannot for reasons. What about yourself? What do you got?
The watercolor. I got watercolor is my first one. Like I worked with acrylic for a good while, not often, but when I do, I do. But watercolor, I haven't touched that since I've been like, I don't know, 8. And I'm really inspired by this one YouTuber. They call him Grandpa. He's called Shibasaki. Watercolor by Shibasaki is the channel, and he has such a like free flowing hand. He's like, boom, and it's there because he really approaches art, I think, with a sense of form more over anything else, and I really respect that. And it's just like, I don't know. I think I'd like to get into it with a more serious set, like, you know, the not like the little crappy things you open and it's like wells. The ones where you gotta squeeze, you know, the watercolor and use them. That's what interests me. And like I don't know. I think the appeal of it is that it is so free flowing and it's very vibrant too. And I feel like that's my approach to it to a degree. I think a lot of my art is kind of more color centric than anything. So I don't know.
I could never get watercolor to ever work. Like when I had art classes back in like middle school that I had to do just as like, you know, the requirements, and the watercolors I probably just used too much water for the most part, or it was just, you know, the color wasn't really all that great to work with.
Right.
But every time I looked at it, I just felt like my page was just overly soggy and just didn't really work out in the way I kind of wanted it. Not to say that, you know, it was going to be all that much of a happy experience anyways, because like I had already decided that like art was very much so just not my thing far before that was a thing. Like we're talking almost in the finger painting era of my life, where I was like, I'm not having a good time painting or drawing or doing anything artful. So so art was definitely just not something I could ever get into. But I it's not to say that I didn't give it a try. It's just that like I just couldn't figure it out. Like I firmly believe that everybody could probably figure something out if they give it a hard enough try and they go at it for long enough. Like
I think
regardless
of our interests, like music and art.
But like at the same time, like I'm not interested that much in it. I'm, not that dedicated, so it probably wasn't going to be that great of an experience, and that's probably what led it ending up being not that great of an experience. Is just because I wasn't all that interested in it. I was there to do schoolwork basically, and I think that kind of defeats art in its own sense too.
Yeah, because it's more of a form of expression, and I think that's really the conflict, I guess,
Yeah.
of art school in particular. Kind of having more of an objective view of something that's kind of more subjective, I feel like is somewhat problematic in that regard. I feel like music has a different approach to that, because it's like how you play it can be also to a degree subjective, but I feel like there's a lot more theory involved, right? I don't know. It's kind of
Well,
from someone who doesn't really know it.
like here's the thing. Like I think art has an easier end because like you literally just need a pencil to start.
Right, yeah.
Some pencil and paper, and that's a so like when you look at the price cost for just those two things, you can buy a 500-page thing of paper in the printer section for $5 to $10 probably, if that.
Right.
And you can buy a thing of pencils for 50, 60 cents. I mean, we're not talking about one, we're talking about a whole like 12 pack of pencils, So like when you talk about like instruments,
Yeah.
It's not to say that like there aren't, super. Yeah, I mean that's a $3 or $4 instrument for sure, but the thing is that like I feel with getting into more arts is a little bit easy. Like most art isn't that expensive to start.
Yeah, but when you want to get like acrylic paint, for example, is like pretty.
Yeah, I mean it'll start to get up there. For like when you start using paints, I think becomes a little bit more difficult. But I think the jumping off point for art is easier than music.
Right. Like for me, I can still do stuff with a mouse, but I know I'm hampering myself without having a tablet.
Yeah.
Because I'm missing hand gesture, like, which is I think one of the most moving the hand.
Right.
I know there's cheaper things. I don't for tablets. I would suggest for people interested in that, maybe not Wacom. Wacom is now a brand. There's a lot cheaper tablets that you can draw on with the screen on it, like I think Huion or something. I'm not too well versed in this because I haven't really looked it up since like 3 years ago. But yeah, there's a lot of hurdles to digital art, if anything.
Also with tablets too, because not to say that people give up a lot, but people give up a lot, and I feel like there's a lot of used tablets that you can probably find on eBay and stuff that are probably perfectly fine to use.
Right.
A lot of people have a lot of fear with eBay from way back in the day when eBay was started. Like I remember when eBay first came out back in, I want to say it was the very early, or the 90s really, that eBay just kind of hit the market or hit the internet. It was probably more of the 2000s, honestly, but somebody can fact check me on that for sure.
Another thing, sorry, because Chris is mentioning that a lot of artists do like iPad. I think my thing is, since I trained myself so much to be an idiot, that like it's just weird because it's like it's not, what do you call it? It's not tactile, I think is the thing.
Yeah.
I kind of like traditional because you get to feel it. I know there's a technique. You could put a piece of paper onto an iPad, and that kind of gives it. But I think it's another learning process that I just haven't put time into, unfortunately.
Right. But yeah, so with the eBay stuff, like it's just nowadays it's a lot easier to get the correct thing that you're getting because there's a lot more flagging against people that don't get the correct stuff, and there's a lot more.
Right. There's also preference. I think there are preferences too, and it's like I don't know. It's a lot of stuff I just haven't got into. I think I'd enjoy a tablet once I learn it though. And once I have one, room for one too. Let's keep going here. Let's keep the ball rolling. How many hobbies do you have down?
So that was one that I did. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left to go.
2, 3, 4. I have a couple, but some of them are just there to mention.
Yeah.
So hit it. Maybe we'll have the same one. This will be cool.
So I guess we'll go to I have always had an interest in building a car, believe it or not.
That's not.
I'd like to really actually build one from just straight up scratch, like finding, maybe not even so much. Scratch might be a little bit too hard because that's going too far. But maybe just finding like
Lego car.
finding parts of a car and just kind of building it up. You know, finding a chassis, finding wheels, finding an engine, you know, that kind of stuff, and getting it all to work essentially.
There's a game you might enjoy. It's called My Summer Car, where you're building a car basically.
Yeah, I've thought about getting, or the mechanic simulator.
Right.
I've thought about acquiring a couple of those. I just haven't really had that much of an interest. But taking apart an entire car in Thief Simulator took like 2 hours. That seems like I mean, it's probably correct.
Thief Simulator.
But like, if you read some of the cars that have just been kind of just put together, like people telling a story that I can give you and a video that you guys will probably find interesting. A guy called created a car called the No F's Given Mazda RX-7.
You know, we should put these links in the YouTube, I think.
Yeah, we probably could. So he was talking about he found an RX-7, the FB, so not the one that fill me in. What's the brothers in Initial D? The RX-7 brothers.
Hey.
Yeah, and
it's been a while too for me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, so it's not one of those two RX-7s. It's the FB. I'm pretty sure it's the FB. So it's an older, it's an 80s RX-7, but all he found out of that car was just the body and the chassis of it. So the engine was dead. The interior was basically just ripped apart, and he found it in a ditch. Is what really happened. It's rusted. It was beat up, and like he brought it back home. Like he towed it. I think he got it for like $50. Like that's how much he towed it back and everything.
Wow.
And it now has a 500 horsepower V8 engine in it. It all the tachometer and the speedometer are like just kind of there in their own regard. He considers the car a hot rod, so he's got a lot of offensive stickers on it too. Like for example, that's what your mom said sticker is one of them being on there. I know, right? But he brought up a really solid point on why he declares it as a hot rod in that regard, and he said specifically because I know Speed's losing it over there. But he said that part of the reason of the hot rod lore is that, you know, he wants it to be offensive. Like that's the whole reason back in the day when the 1950s when you had those chopped up, you know, Model Ts and stuff or Model A's and whatnot. Well, it was just supposed to be like loud, gruesome, and just offensive. Like that was the hot rod culture, and that's what he kind of wanted to get out of that. So he's also got one that says free candy on there as a sticker. he said a couple times the cops have stopped him, and he's just been like,
I want to wear a shirt that says that.
The cops have just been like, we don't like you having that sticker on.
It's like, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, pretty much. So, but anyways, the what I wanted to get out of that story is that like the guy that showed up to review the car and drive the car is that like when he first got in the car, he said like that car was slipping all over the road. It was like it literally by definition was a screaming metal death trap. And after driving it for a half hour, after having it like spin around and whatnot, he started to really get a firm appreciation of the car and say, you know, like this is a piece of crap, but it's a fast piece of crap. And like as he was ripping through the mountains of California, you know, he was like, this is what it's all about right here. Like this is a car that has character. It's a car that has love put into it. It's a car that gets driven and gets driven fast. And
that's the thing with cars. Like the feeling I think is really important when you're into cars, and I think the main thing is like not feeling safe. This car is a monster.
Well, I mean that's kind of why I bought, like when I bought my car, I I didn't want something that was gonna bore the heck out of me when I bought it. So like my car's safe for sure. I mean, it's got airbags and it's got all that kind of stuff. And my car isn't really designed as like a hot rod or as like it's like somewhat in the sports car category. I mean, it is a sports car, but it's not like I think people struggle calling it a sports car sometimes, despite the fact that it tops out at 150. But it was one of the cars that like I can do burnouts in it easily. It's a car that like it's the kind of car where I have most of the people that are it's still in my Eclipse. Like there'll be the one person that just like doesn't approve of my it's a low end. That would probably be the low end sports car.
What did you call the BMW I used to have?
Sedan.
It would go.
Boring sedan.
You know, my mom texted me the other day. She was like, "Oh, we gave it to our neighbor, or my cousin, my neighbor's cousin." I'm like, "Oh, I hope she doesn't explode."
But
I stopped driving that because like I was driving to Starbucks with my sister, and then the thing started smoking. I was like, "Dad, this is dangerous. The coolant doesn't work."
yeah, that's
He's like,
that's
"It's okay,
something
my
else.
son. I got my friend Jesse on it."
So
I still don't know if it's fixed. Well, they have it now, so you know, whatever.
also, I think I got my car for a decent price too. Like six grand is a little bit on the higher side, I think, for a first purchase of a car. But at the same time, like it's an enjoyable car. There's nothing like getting what?
The funny thing is, on my BMW, that's why I had to have like CD. Oh, whoa! So I'm just gonna show CDs, and then like I drive a CRV now, very safe, you know, like that, you know. But now the MP3 port doesn't work, so now I'm back listening CDs whenever I drive it.
So with my car, I had to. So did I ever explain why the B button is in my car?
Yeah, your brother did it.
No, that was me. I fully did all of that.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
So I had to pull the whole console out, in order to, because it didn't the car did not come with an aux cable or an aux jack. So I looked right online to see if I could do it, which I found out that I could, and it's a 2007, by the way.
Okay.
I had to pull the big entire console out and literally plug 2 wires in to the back in order to access that. And there, lo and behold, I had an aux cable available for my listening needs. Upon pulling that whole entire thing out, because it's a Mitsubishi, the plastics in there are as cheap as possible, and then some.
Right.
So the part of the mechanism that was holding that button specifically just fell directly into a black hole of nothing, and I could never find that button ever again. It's probably still sitting in my car somewhere. I just cannot find it. But that's the reason why the B button fell out, is because I was putting that aux cable in, which leads me to one of my other things that I had on here too, which we can probably bridge into, which is electronics and soldering is something I really want to get back into, but I just never have time for it, because like it's one of those things where it's like, as a hobby, it's kind of an expensive hobby, but at the same time, knowing just little bits of electronics takes you so far, and just kind of putting yourself out there to do stuff. Like,
right.
there's so many people.
Candy is always a good thing.
Like, so many people just have this fear of electronics and stuff. Even just like the fear of just getting themselves zapped. And I tell people all the time, specifically, like, because really, realistically speaking, computer building is essentially a form of electronics in its own right. This kind of, they've dumbed it down by this point now to make it easier, which is perfectly fine. But I tell people, because I've had people back in the day tell me that they are terrified of building a computer, and I think the first biggest thing that I always hear about is that they're always afraid of just getting shocked. I tell them, like, you will, the odds of you would have to try to get shocked, because the only way you would get shocked is that you are literally sticking things into the power supply. Then you shouldn't do that to begin with. So, but it's like, I'd like to get back into like doing a lot of the soldering stuff too,
Oh,
Okay, so PC exploding is a little bit different because that's 9 times out of 10 that's a part malfunctioning, and that's uncommon, I think. It happens. I've heard stories of that happening, but
hope
but
he
the moral of the story, what I'm just trying to say is that, like,
whatever parts broke,
yeah,
he wasn't building one.
yeah. So, like, there's not gonna explode on you when you're building it. Generally speaking, it's pretty unlikely. As long as you're, even like, people get super, like, you have to be super gentle with it. You have to be super gentle with it. And then I watched like a guy out of New York that works on Apple computers and Apple products, and he's just sitting there and he's like, okay, let's dump the flux all over the place, and he just literally takes his flux and he's just go.
I thought you said a bad word.
And then he melts it all over the place, and I'm just watching him like, seriously, it's that easy? Are you kidding me? And then he just sits there and berates the whole computer, like the whole like video that he makes on it. It's like, oh, okay, great.
Drop. I thought you dropped the F-bomb. Drops the.
I highly encourage you to look up Louis Rossmann if you have a chance. Watch a couple of his soldering videos. And if you need some encouragement to go watch some of his videos, he also has a cat which he calls Mr. Clinton, which is one of the noisiest cats I've ever seen. So there's your.
No, you're not electrocuted to death because you already have an electronic processor in you.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the thing with me is that I just don't know how to do computer building. I know that they're making it easier, but I'd like to have someone just watch over. Anyway, because
that's understandable too. Like, it's I've always had this thing, like, because like I have had that issue a lot where I will be told that I can use more force, and then like I will use force, and then
stinky.
Yeah, so it's like I guess not, but I'd like to be able to know, like, especially like with working like with the like Wii when I was pulling it open to try and figure out a lot of stuff, trying to get that to, or having a better understanding of how everything works. I'd like to be able to, I could probably open up a basic schematic and look at it and understand basically everything. And a lot of the like the people that like did a lot of the electronics, not so much anymore, but back in the day too, like they were really solid about like writing manuals and everything on how to build or how to like take apart and fix and whatnot.
Right.
And I might as well just throw this one in here too, because I think they're all three of them are basically relatable now at this point. Programming is also something I'd like to get into as well.
Yeah.
I did
that would be one.
I did programming back in high school, and we did basic C++ and we did basic Java, which Java I think is still applicable to today's uses, but C++ is a little bit more on the not really being out there anymore. I think today's standards are.
I thought it was reverse actually. I thought Java was falling out of favor.
Well, there's internet Java, and then there's Java, which like Minecraft uses. I think there is a difference between the two, and I can't remember specifically what they are, but they are different. And the Java I was using, I think, was more of the basic Java, if I remember correctly. It's hard to say because everything, with with technology, everything's coming in and out of play as quickly as possible. When I was finishing up high school, going into college, I remember I think the big thing at that point was PHP for internet stuff. Mm-hmm. And I tried to learn it to want to maybe start building a website someday, since I was still on the fringe of like what I wanted to do with YouTube and all that kind of stuff, and was wondering if like I should have a website and all that stuff. Obviously, I never got around to that.
So cool if you got one. I would have loved to see it.
But like now, today's standard now, I think, is Python is what a lot of people use, and and not to say that there's definitely other programming languages out there, and it's I think the frustrating thing is that learning a new programming language, I think, takes a little bit of time. It's
right. I love seeing programming memes where it's like, all right, I got my bachelor's degree in programming, and then they open up the programming wiki still.
Yeah, no, that's totally common. Like it's, but it just. I was okay when I did the classes in high school. I didn't think I was the best at it for sure, but it wasn't terrible. But I did understand one thing out of anything else, and that the time constraint to doing any sort of programming. This is what I envy most about programmers: is that their jobs take them a very long time to get something done. Generally speaking.
Right, and then employers are like, "Why isn't it done in 2 minutes?"
Yeah, no, it's like I just realized to myself, I'm like, it's nice to have some basic understanding of it, and I think that's probably more than okay for me, because like I still know a few basic things about programming. Case in point being that, like, when I did Brian, Rob, and Logan's Ocarina of Time randomizer, putting that together was a little bit more challenging than just putting together your basic randomizer in that sense. Specifically because I wanted to incorporate more, not even so much randomized, but more so specifically put stuff in there, which means that I had to, which is set up in the randomizer file, like in the randomizer workplace, to be able to do it there. But because it's poorly written, it's not the best written. I shouldn't say poorly written. It's not the best written on there. So I had to basically pull the notepad out of there, which had basic programming, and put into there. That you re-upload back into it. When I say notepad, I mean it's just you can load it up into a lot of different things, to kind of mess around with it. So I had to go into there and figure out what was specifically wrong by going through like lines of code and seeing, like, okay, this right here does not make sense based off of the logic that it was asking for, when trying to incorporate all these different rule sets into this and keeping the logic and all that kind of stuff correct so that the game would load properly. So I obviously took the time. I figured it out and did it, and that I was mostly happy with how it came out. There was a couple of things I obviously made a mistake on, but at the end of it, I was really, the biggest thing I was concerned about that for sure was that it was going to work all the way through, and it did. So I was alright with that. Would I do that again? Maybe, but it was a lot of work. So,
the extent of my programming knowledge is I worked with RPG Maker, and then Ren'Py actually uses Python. Ren'Py is a visual novel engine, and I'm like, yeah, I learned a little. And then that's probably, I can't think of other instances of that. I know how to open a notepad and then change a thing to have cheats on. Is that enough?
Yeah, well, I mean that's also like, that is programming too, in a sense. You know, even though it's on the basic level, like true and false are programming terms. So.
Right.
Those are yeah, I mean they're logic really. So it's understanding how that works is probably more so programming than just doing it and that's it. So if you understand basically how that functions by the program goes through each code of line, and if it says true, it either advances or it goes to whatever true defaults it to. Yeah. So those are definitely the three things there for sure that I'd like to go out and be able to do, but obviously don't have time for.
Oh. What was that?
It didn't come out.
You're gone?
No, it's gonna sneeze.
Oh, it sounded like a.
No, it didn't come out.
Okay. But yeah, a lot of that sounds like it has to do with just cars in general, because don't you have to do a little bit of programming in cars?
Well, programming in cars isn't so much so. I mean, well, now it's starting to become a definitely a thing to do. But like on my car, there's not too like cars have computers for sure, and the newer cars like with like
Bluetooth.
Well, basically cars have like an actual like OS in them.
Yeah.
In a sense, cars are coming with mouses and stuff, like the very much so newer cars. And if you look at like a Tesla is very, very much so, you need a lot of programming to basically create that the user interface.
I love seeing that this dude put Doom on Tesla, the dashboard, and was able to play it using I think the wheel.
Oh, that would be very confusing.
We'll stretch after the segment, I think.
Yeah.
I'll move on then. Sculpting's another. I got a lot of art stuff here. Who's surprised? Sculpting. I've seen a lot of videos of people sculpting Pokemon and stuff. I was like, this seems pretty cool. You'd have to get a lot of the colors. Actually, you could probably just do the primary colors and black and white and work with that. When I was in art class, I think it was community college, we were gonna work with clay, but I left it in the back of my car, and it heated up, so it became stiff. And my teacher was like, "Okay, I'll try to think of ways to work this, but just do paper mache." And I was like, "Darn, I missed my opportunity," because it's like I'm not gonna buy another thing of clay.
Yeah.
So like watercolor, I really haven't worked with it recent. Besides, like, oh, do a thing for your parents, your mom. It's like a like a leaf thing that they will cook in the oven. And it's like, well, yeah, this is pretty cool, but not what I wanted to do with it. Sculpting is a lot of work though, and I think the thing I'd have to learn is that it's a 3D kind of a thing. Like I'm not gonna. A lot of people ask me if I would get into like Milkshape or Blender or whatever the heck they use nowadays, but I feel like that also requires an intensive computer, so I'm kind of holding.
Yeah, it's it's actually relatable because like I'm thinking of the generated sculpting stuff too, which I think is also part of like programming and all that kind of stuff as well, or it's in that same kind of grouping, I suppose. Not
I
necessarily.
don't
the
really
same
work
thing.
3D often. 3D like kind of axis, right?
Yeah.
That's why Dreams is also kind of something I'd really like to get. It's because you can do sculpting on that, and I've seen a lot of amazing things on there. So I don't. But yeah, sculpting. That's one. Sorry, I'm so brief compared to the. You had more to talk about with yours, I think.
Well, that's okay. You made it up with the E3.
How many more you got? Like 4 more, right?
I got 3 more.
Okay.
But I think they're shorter topics, honestly.
All right. Go hit it then.
I was gonna say, like, when I sculpted also in art class too, I could that was something that was so frustrating to me because I could never just get that to come out properly.
Yeah, because also you'd have a lot of like rigids, like
yeah, and like even just making
like something.
I never understood how people could just make a cup. Like it just seems like such a simple thing, and I could not for the life of me do it. Like my clay would just like flop around all over the place, and I guess I just literally didn't have the patience for it, really.
Right. It's a very high patience thing because it's so particular in many degrees. But yeah, Dolly also mentioned earlier perlers. That seems like fun, but I feel like I don't think I would derive as much enjoyment out of doing it. But I like seeing what people make of it, if that makes sense.
Perlers for me, I think would be more enjoyable, believe it or not, because I like doing the basic spriting stuff.
Oh yeah. And you can do 3D models. I've seen people do 3D.
Yeah, and I feel like perlers, like what Dolly does, is essentially spriting in his own right. So like it's definitely something that I would be more inclined to enjoy than using or drawing with a pencil or sculpting in your case too. So because see it's really weird with spriting too because like I struggle enjoying it only because I feel like when I copy essentially the same exact thing, like a sprite from something, like I feel like I'm not really being original in a sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good starting point to see what other people have done sprite wise. But I think there's going to be a point where you want to try to, make your own interpretation of something. I think that's probably important for perlers at the end of the day.
Yeah, but so that's the biggest thing with spriting for myself is just trying to. I think with perlers though, it's a little bit like, especially because like the only spriting I really just like do is in Minecraft, and I feel like that's more interesting and more creative just because it's in Minecraft. It's
you also have to deal with the limited color palette. That's the
there's that too, which isn't too terrible, but.
Do you own any perlers? I got a couple. I got like.
No, I don't think so.
I'd have to go pick it up though. Maybe during our stretch I'll pick them up and show them. I forget who made them though, which is unfortunate. Okay, I'll keep going here. Journaling. I think this goes hand in hand. I also want to do creative writing. And I think journaling in particular, I've been having a lot of dreams lately that are weird, and I'd like to document those. Um, but I think those are more for like myself, journaling. Whereas creative writing, I feel like that's more of a thing that you would share. I think. I
Well,
think that's
okay,
like.
so I guess the question then is, would you consider vlogging on the same right as journaling then?
To a degree, yeah.
Okay.
I just don't think people would be interested in my blog kind of aspect. I mean, like I could just go on Twitter and be like, "Oh, what's popping?"
No, no, not blog, vlog
Oh,
with a
you
V.
like
I'm sorry, what?
Tumblr?
One more time.
What was this, a banned word?
No, no, it just like for whatever reason, it's like it's not cutting you out because internet. It's just cutting you out because like audio is chirping or whatever.
Tumblr.
Oh, Tumblr.
Yeah, because a lot of people do blog on that, and it's like you don't have to make a website. Well, there's also like what blog space or blog press, blogspot.
I suppose
Vlog.
this kind of is a vlog in a sense, but I feel like a vlog is more going out of your way, showing your day in a sense. Whereas this is just more,
And just talking about your day. And
yeah,
I think vlogs are kind of more personal centric, as in it's not a back and forth. I think it's more of a monologue, a vlog.
yeah.
I'm a rapper. But yeah, I don't know. I've been having a lot of dreams, and I think I read a lot about if you write them down, you're bound to have more dreams. I don't know about that, but like I don't know, it's fun. Then I can make an LCD Dream emulator, my own version, or you attend my school a lot. I feel like a lot of dreams go to school. I hate dreams where I feel I'm late. Do you have those?
You don't. So it's been known that I always say that I have nightmares more than I do have dreams in a sense. I constantly have nightmares that I'm going to fail college,
Oh yeah.
despite the fact that I already have a degree.
I had a dream where I was like, "Oh no, I forgot to submit something," and I woke up. I was like, "I totally submit that, idiot, dummy,
Yeah.
brain."
Well, it's just more like when I went through college, like I had like a lot of fear of like was I gonna make it all the way to the end of this
That was
because
my fear in high school. I think
um
I didn't attend a
so
Disney trip because I thought I didn't deserve it.
so for whatever reason I'm having like these just strange flashbacks I guess of just fear that I'm never gonna graduate even though I wake up and I'm like there's my degree it's right there. So
There it
I don't know.
is. Carl 101, Prestige of Tuba. That's what it says. Um, yeah, a lot of mine are weird. Go with yours. Go with yours somewhere.
All right. Um another thing that I used to do back in the day that I don't have time to anymore, and it's very hard to actually get into again these days, is model rockets and
Oh,
launching of
I
such.
put model making on mine. Like working.
Yeah, I mean we can combine those two for sure. I think those go hand in hand.
Right.
I back in the day, I didn't really the biggest thing for myself is that I'd like to actually get around to building one again and
Right.
actually doing it by myself without help, because I was not very good at doing models back in the day by myself. I just didn't have the patience for it. But I'd like to see if I could do it now that I am older and have more patience, I think, with a lot of things. And I'd like to just, because I used to enjoy going to rocket launches and watching people, we had a few rocket launches where, like, we had Death Stars that were built.
Oh, cool.
And, like, some rockets are supposed to, I would say a standard rocket probably goes 50 feet to 100 feet in the air before it, like, the engine burns out and then it just comes back down to the earth.
Do they have like a parachute thing?
Yeah, some of them do. Some of them are so small that you don't need them.
Right.
Which is a bad idea because they're so small. And,
Hit something. Not.
well, it's not even so much you're just gonna lose it. Like,
Yeah.
the idea with the rocket is that it breaks apart with a parachute, and then you go and get it, and that's that. But what I was saying was with the Death Star, it went like 5 feet in the air and then crashed.
Well, I mean, it's around.
Yeah, it wasn't a very well thought out rocket, but it was funny.
I mean, it was cool too.
So, but yeah, definitely model stuff like that. I miss doing.
From my end, I actually want to do more bashing and custom ones. My friend Josh is really into collecting Gundam figures, and I think that's why I'm kind of into it. Because I do like Gundam. I'm not as big of a fan as he is, because he buys the games and I don't and stuff like that. And he attends
Right.
the panels at the cons that we go to on occasion. But like every time they had a Gundam tournament, I was like, dang, these are cool custom ones. I wish I knew how to do it. And I was like, yeah. That's why I'd like to start with cheaper ones, so then it's easier to be like, well, I'm gonna mess this up. So I don't feel bad if I do, because it's like $5 or something.
Right.
But yeah, I guess there's an appeal to that, just like seeing it done too, and knowing like all the little plastic parts you have to pop out, looking back at the empty little thing and being like, yeah, I built that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
I
Lego.
understand that.
It's like,
I had an easier time building Lego kits than
of course,
models.
yeah, doesn't have to do with the glue.
Yeah, that's true too. Well, some of them like you don't even need glue. Like I enjoyed more so the ones that didn't need glue and that were just snapped together.
Right, but I
Because for
think
the
the
most
custom ones you'd have to glue.
Yeah, because for the most part, like it was straightforward and it felt more accomplishing to be able to do that. So, but yeah, definitely something I miss for sure. What else
Sorry.
do you got?
Drumming.
Drumming.
I feel like if there's an instrument, like my sister, like I was asking.
No, just stop. It's a dumb hobby. Let's move on.
You know, it's funny. We bought
Wait,
Rogue.
wait. Hold on.
Continue doing this face.
No. Hold on.
Not quite my tempo. Oh, I hate you. Go back to G. Go back. When I was younger and Rock Band was like the big craze, I know some people still play it. But like my dad was like, if you get good at this game, I'll buy you a drum kit. I never got good at the game.
Oh,
I never
that's-
got good at the drumming. So, what are you doing? What was that?
I was just adjusting.
Oh, I thought you were drumming. I thought you were making fun of me.
No.
But I feel like drumming. Well, for one, a lot of arm power, right?
Yes.
And then you know what I look like? I look like the guy in Whose Line, the one that. No,
One on whose line?
Yeah, there's they had how they pick up a guy from the audience. They
You mean- Where they like hold his arms and move him around?
no, he was listening to the song and just like doing this
Oh.
time, and then Wayne and Brad were like, all right, so you want to be a drummer? Something.
Oh no, I have not seen that one. Okay.
That one's great. I gotta find it for you. But I don't know. I feel like if there's one instrument that fits me at least, I think it might be drumming. I don't know. What do you think?
Drumming's hard.
What kind of instrument do I look like I play? Not this. Not that you can't say this. Don't.
I was holding it.
Darn it. No, don't answer this either. This piano.
Yeah, I mean you do have a piano right next to you. God, I hate that instrument too.
I have a double chamber, and I think that's why I don't learn this instrument that well. Because it's like,
Oh,
Awful.
okay.
My sister said bass would be something because I hunch over a lot. I'm Asian. I play piano.
Wow. Okay. Now then. No.
Hello, Brightheart. My sister used to have piano lessons, and then I never did. And then my friend's sister is used to be I don't know about now a tutor for piano.
Mhm.
So I've had a lot of piano in my life, if anything. Hey Marb, I'm Speed Slasher.
Sup, Brightheart, sup, Marvin. How you doing today?
Okay, move on to your topic.
Speaking of bass.
You got another.
Well, no, this is a bass moment from Mother 3.
Oh,
song.
here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Come on, hit it. Dust.
No, that was at the beginning. Like the song is.
But
Yeah.
his when he hits, it's like dun, 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 right?
Well, that bass has a very different sound to it, so it's
This is a slap.
It's not-
That's why I want to learn bass. I want to learn slapping.
But I can tell you, like, I've been really hard on doing drums the past 2 weeks, really. It's definitely been a big exercise to myself.
You said you've been learning on different measures too, like weird time measures to drum at. 'Cause
So
I think that's
I have been working on learning how to play
1760.
some more very technical jazz stuff.
Right.
I've been working on drum and bass music, which is very, very not so much as difficult. It's just more of like my arms feel like jello after just one song, so getting that.
I'm a little DMT too, in particular. Like I've seen a guy on YouTube do it, and it's like, how are you living after doing that?
Yeah, the thing, and I've also been trying to get my stamina up too, which I think is going to take a lot longer than I was hoping for in that sense. And the last thing I've been working on is trying to go more ambidextrous as best as I can. So like today, I specifically started doing a lot of using only my left arm and my left foot, and only using my right arm when very much so applicable in a sense, just to kind of fill in the gaps of it all.
Yeah, it kind of gives you a balance too, right? For like
I've had a couple of people that have actually been interested in me doing a drumming stream. I have thought about it.
It could be a little not easier, but like you could pick up any song and then just drum over it.
Yeah, which is what a lot of people do, and I guess that'd be okay. I don't know, like for my music, I like trying to do as best as I can my own stuff. Like I like having all my music recorded by myself, which I'll admit isn't at all what I've been doing. A lot of those jazz music pieces are just recordings that I pop off of YouTube to do that exact same thing. But a lot of those are more so of what's called play-alongs, not just drum over what's already there kind of things.
Right, but drumming also just kind of, you could still, freeform over it too and make your own beat along with it. So I feel like it's, I guess it's a double-edged sword in that regard for your kind of interest in it.
Yeah, so it's just, it goes back into the topic. I don't want to get into it right now since we've talked about it, right? But it gets into the topic of like, what am I gonna do? How do I go about all this stuff?
Of course. It's like,
no. But what I was gonna say is that you should ask Troy if you're interested in that and see how he's going about that, since he seems to be really enjoying it, and I think he's been taking it pretty seriously.
Drumming?
Yeah. But I have no idea how far he's actually come with all of that, so I'd be curious to hear him myself. Since apparently none of my friends apparently want to show me their musical, not you excluded. None of my friends want to show me their musical skills when it comes down to it, because they're afraid that I'm just going to judge them.
That sounded more threatening than anything. The other day, I had fun with that.
Well, I've been waiting for Brian to sing to me, and he doesn't ever want to sing to me, so I've been sad about that. And Troy,
you should sing "Fly Me to the Moon." I've been wanting to hear.
And Troy's been hesitant to show me his drum skills, like by just recording himself playing. So I feel untrusted.
Well, he's worried because if he sends it to you, it's gonna be left audio only.
Stop one red two blue.
Everyone's telling me I have nice hair. I hope it's not sarcastic.
It's fine.
I'm Sweet Slasher.
You're making it a big deal.
Like my big hair, my big deal, man. What else do you have on your list? Did you have drumming on there? Is that why you brought that up?
No, because obviously I am doing that, so it's not a hobby I'd like to try, and I've been doing that for a long time as it is. So, the only other thing I really had on here was paintball and going to like a gun range would be something I'd be interested in doing.
Right. I mean, you play a lot of shoot bangs. So I
yeah,
guess
and I never unfortunately got around going paintballing is I feel a little on the more expensive side, because I think it's about $100 a pop when you do it, because you have to buy the paintballs, you have to either rent or buy yourself a gun, and you have to obviously buy a match or buy a day of matches. So getting that kind of going is it's difficult, but at the same time, like, it's a sport that I very much so enjoyed quite a bit, because I also like playing FPS games and whatnot.
Yeah. I think there's a tie in that.
So
I actually played not a lot, but my neighbors had airsoft guns, so we hurt each other with that.
So I've been watching a few airsoft gun videos on YouTube.
Do they mod it?
No, well, I mean, this one guy does a really good job because like he sets it up like he's like all of his like every time he gets a kill, it shows like the little Call of Duty thing in the top right corner, like this guy, I killed this guy, that kind of thing, or like this guy died by grenade or something like that.
Oh, he keeps a HUD thing.
Yeah, so he keeps it like that. He's also got like a camera on his sniper rifle that shows like a crosshair, like he's aiming down the sights of that and all that kind of stuff. So like he really gets into it, and like his videos are very well edited. I really wish I remembered his name off the top. I could find him in a minute here, but regardless, that's the kind of thing. But what I was getting to is that a couple of the videos, like the airsoft guns, scare me more so because those are designed to be a little bit more realistic towards their real counterpart weapons. So when the guy shows up. Like, the guy recently uploaded a video of a minigun.
Goodness.
Yeah, which he, like, I watched this guy, and he would literally take his minigun. He'd be, like, hiding underneath the window, and he'd pull it up and just, like, start unloading against, like, 5 to 10 people. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, there's no way these people have... There's, like, no way these people are having fun in this game. Like, that's just too serious.
Like, who allowed him to bring that? What was it, a pickup on the floor?
Or the other one was like he had a standard, like something like around the lines of like either like an M4 or like an AK-47 or something like that. And so he like
sure, yeah.
Or actually it probably was more of like a submachine gun, so it fired faster. So he's inside a building, and like the rules of that game specifically said that you cannot just like hold down the trigger and fully do automatic. So
I saw that. At the video where he's like, "Hey, automatic's not allowed," and he shows it. No, this is
automatic. Yeah, he shoots everybody in the room, and they get upset with him because he's like, they think he's doing full automatic. So the guy's like, "That's not full automatic." He switches it over into automatic mode, and then he shows them firing it fully automatic, and everybody's just like, "I'm done. I'm out of here."
Yeah, I saw that. That's
like it's cool that they're really passionate about that, but at the same time it's like terrifying to go like if I'm a brand new person to that kind of culture, like I'm gonna be horrified going up against those people. Like airsoft hurts.
Oh yeah.
Like so like even paintball, like at the end of a day of paintball, like we kind of play this game where we all just kind of compare our welts that we have from doing it because it just hurts. But I don't know. There's something about the sup. Well, how are you doing today? There's just something about going out and playing a game of paintball that just is kind of free to be, and that's something I definitely for sure miss.
They should make a laser tag CS:GO.
So, like when you play paintball or airsoft, like laser tag is dumb.
Yeah.
It just becomes it becomes too it becomes too childish. Just what happens to it, unfortunately. Like it's just there's more rules that end up happening in laser tag. The rooms are cramped.
Do a cool roll on the floor.
Yeah, well, I mean, like most, depending on where you go, like we have I think like 3 or 4 here, and the one that I used to go to was like you'd show up and it'd be like, okay, here's this like acre of a field. There's a whole bunch of trees in this forest here. One side has one side has a flag, the other side has a flag. Go crazy. And like there'd be like a lot of like room. You could run first of all, and it felt more free than laser tag because you're always just in corridors in laser tag.
Laser tag is like, okay, I was gonna make the worst. Laser tag is Metal Gear Solid 2, and then paintball is Metal Gear Solid 3.
Oh my god.
Sorry. It's like
wow. What the heck, man? Okay.
Metal Gear is realistic. Okay. I'll keep going here with mine.
And we'll go ahead and call this one the last one, I suppose.
Yeah, I'll just list them off. Graffiti in a legalized area. I'm actually really fond of graffiti, like in Melbourne.
Well,
I think that's it.
I guess. Well, here's the thing. Like, I think is graffiti really an art style, or is it more of the illegal action?
It's kind of there are ordained places where you do graffiti for sure.
Because I feel like I feel like having legalized graffiti is not an applicable thing. I feel like that's not. I know what you're saying. You're talking about like when you see art on like the side of a train, or you see art like on the side of a wall and that kind of stuff.
I think there's also an aspect of like, well, you don't know who did that, but they left their mark, and I think that's always cool. And there is an artistic like there was this book at Little Tokyo I should have bought. It's like street art of Tokyo. It's like, dang, this I should have bought it. It's so cool. Sorry, go ahead.
Because like I might be wrong on that too, because I feel like graffiti could be an art in its own right, but it could only be out of an illegal action in a sense. So like I don't know.
There is a city where it's like not disallowed. I think it's Melbourne. I'm trying to remember where it is. But like, yeah, I don't know. You could also just do graffiti, you know, on a canvas. But I feel like what really sets graffiti is the location it's at. You know, like the like on the side of a. Well, I mean, murals are legal. Those are definitely legal. Yeah, mural. Okay.
So.
Camping. I just want to see if I would hate it. I watched an anime called Eurocamp, and I was like, hey, camping. Propaganda works. I really want to go camping. I don't know. I haven't really done any extracurricular, not the best word. But like with my friends, we just hang out at like a house. We go to a restaurant. We play a video game. I don't know. I'd like to go camping at one point and just like whatever that entails. Like, you know, fishing. I'm decent at fishing. Johnny really likes fishing. He went to Cabo and did a tournament there too.
I'm okay at fishing, I guess, but like I just don't have the patience for it. Is my biggest thing.
I like how there's one thing where he's like, oh, now that I have the patience. Oh, it was model building. He was like, now I have the patience for it. I'd like to give it a shot.
Well, you know, the other thing too with fishing is that like there's two types of fishing. There's like I'm going out there to catch something kind of fishing, which is what I'm more interested in, and then there's let's throw a rod in and have a couple beers, and
I'm not into that.
Yeah, see, that's just like casual. Like I could just show up and hang out with somebody, and that would be good enough for me. I don't need to like do the act of fishing.
There's a reserve.
The act of drinking, for that matter.
I went to with my parents, and like so they put the fish in the pond, and you can fish, and then you get to cook it afterwards. I'm like, well, I don't like eating seafood, but like I caught like 40 fish or something. I was like, man, I'm pretty good at catching fish that they put in there. I don't know. But there's other stuff you can do at camping too. Like I don't know. I really like campfires. My neighbor cousin, I call him that. They have like a little fire pit in the back. I'm like, man, I kind of miss that.
Yeah.
The roast marshmallow on it and stuff like that. What else I got? Dancing. I don't know. It'd be a good exercise.
Dancing for me, I don't know. Like I've always said to myself that I prefer to provide the music for the dancers than to actually dance in the music. So I think that still holds, I think, pretty true for the most part for myself.
There's like a part of me that kind of just wants to do it, so when I don't feel embarrassed doing it, you know. Well, you guys get this action, you know.
Right. I mean, that's dancing. Like, you know, I'm not saying that I'm completely opposed to it because I've danced.
But yeah, more on like the scale of, okay, this requires a lot of athleticism, you know, that kind of dance. Those impress me. Because my sister watches a lot of K-pop videos of the dances. I'm like, wow, that's cool. How they look like a flower. Okay, my last one, DJing. I feel like that's also just in character. I wrote that down. I could be like the DJ Shack fan account thing.
DJ Shack.
Yeah, why not? He's cool. He played basketball. But basketball, I don't think would be a hobby I'd like to do, just because it's like, I don't know, getting my butt kicked.
I like playing basketball, but I was definitely too short for basketball, I think.
Right. And I'm tall, but I'm not good at it. Well, I'm tall for a Pokemon, I think. Okay. Going back to the sprite art. Yeah, he made a Clink in Pokemon. Or in Minecraft.
Oh yeah, I did.
He's done a lot of other ones too. Look up look up Troy exploring Carl's Minecraft world.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a
I
little
did do
video.
a couple of those.
And then Troy's like, "Dang, he did a Zelda, man. Oh man, this is impressive." I like that video because it's like it's genuine and it's like this is nice. I forget what channel it's on, but it's somewhere.
It might, that might not actually exist anymore. That might be something I happen to have.
Maybe.
But do you have anything else?
No, I'm actually at the end of that. Drawing.
That's a dumb hobby.
I sure haven't done that. I sure haven't done that in the past. I mean, I guess I've been kind of doing it, but like not like.
You know what I really hate is watching those Mario Paint streams.
Yeah, I hate the Mario Party streams where you lose.
No, not the Mario Party, the Mario Paint streams. I really hate watching those people. Like, God, they just infuriate me.
That's actually interesting. Someone followed me and they are really good at Mario Paint, and I'm like, wow, this is cool. Maybe I should stream it so then we could talk.
You should have just been like, give me tips. I need tips.
Here, I drew Lupin the Third there. Like,
I have no idea who Lupin the Third is.
He's a long-lasting anime character. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing a lot of highlighter stuff, like, but I feel like they're not really like what I've been wanting to do. You know, this character again with the eye patch. That's it. Wait, is it? Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I haven't really been drawing much otherwise though. It's like when I do it when we're in like a lecture, and it's like we're having a discussion, so I don't have to look anything up or write anything down. I could just like turn on the mic and then chat. So like I'm drawing on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like highlighter. It's like a, what do you call it? It's like a cost efficient way of coloring things. I think if you want to get good at shading, it could help just because you consider working with just one tone, and that could help. No stain highlighter. Okay, that's our hobby segment. If you guys have any interesting hobbies that you want to get into or are doing, let us know. We'd like to hear stuff we didn't talk about too, like going out and
actually, what we
geocaching, like that one was popular back in the day.
I did a little bit of geocaching myself. What we would like to actually hear from you guys though is just comments down below.
I'm seeing
Okay.
what's going on.
So let's get up and stretch here because we got to do that.
All right, check out my poster. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this leg action. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that scintillating? But this kind of stretch too. That. You know. Who did that? There's a guy who does the Sonic leg thing like this. You know the in like Sonic GBA. I forget who does that, but that's someone that I think it's Peanut Butter Gamer who does that. The kind of stretch.
I don't know. Maybe. Possibly.
I need to get back in my chair now.
What, have you broken yourself from stretching?
No. I don't have a lot of room because my keyboard's here.
Oh. Okay. Now we're gonna take a word from our sponsor here.
You're doing the sponsor.
Yes, I am. So, actually, hold on. Oh,
Raymond Boxes. Give me your firstborn. Hi, evening.
Okay, where is it? I think it's this one. There we go.
What's the song?
Are you guys in need of entertainment? Is your day just boring? Do you need someone to draw stuff for you? Perhaps get fired? Then I have the place for you. Twitch.tv/SpeedSlasher. The place to be. The wonderful, great, awesome place. And look, here's our guy right now. Speed Slasher right here. Look, he's great. He's awesome. He's unbelievable.
What are you doing in my room?
He streams many times, and currently right now he streams the most. All the time, every day, all day. And just he doesn't stop streaming. He just streams. Make sure to go over there and give that guy a follow if you haven't done so, because he's a good person. And he's our sponsor of our show.
Is there a white head floating in a dark space talking to me about streaming? You can probably chroma key your black background and just have it go woo. Thank you for the sponsorship. I'm close to 100 followers. I don't know why.
Well,
We're
gotta
almost
get
at the playlist, by the way, our audio playlist. We might just have to repeat it.
Yeah. You need to get to 100.
I'm getting there. Thank you so much for the endorsement, regardless of it being a little too shoehorned. I'm thinking of really going for it. The Harvest Moon 12-hour thing. Oh, sorry, with the Sega Dreamcast.
You should just do it.
Well, I mean, I kind of want
Just do it.
for the occasion of 100.
No. Do it. No. Make it the Harvest Moon 100. You're not stopping until you get to 100 followers.
How about you go die and play yourself, you little brat?
You're not stopping. You're not stopping until you get to 100.
Okay, if I do that, then you have to play a Harvest Moon game with me.
Okay, I can do that. That's fair.
Oh, darn it. Go poorly. Which one would we play? The SNES? You
No,
have it, right?
I have the GameCube one.
Which one?
Un momento.
Magical Melody or A Wonderful Life? Or...
I think it's A Wonderful Life. Give me a second.
Spot on.
H. A Wonderful Life.
Good.
I think I played like an hour of it.
Really
and
fond
I
of
never
it.
played it again.
I'm split between which one I prefer, honestly. So yeah, I feel like I really haven't given myself a good introduction for your channel. Besides, like, oh, I just showed up one day and now he's talking. Where's Troy at?
It's true.
But yeah, my content is very Harvest Moon centric, kinda, and art centric. So I mean, yeah. Let's move on because the next topic you guys can participate in too, kinda. This
I don't know
one
how I feel about this topic, but it's gonna be something for sure.
This topic is called ego search. This is a Japanese term, I think. Ego searching. Hold on, I'm gonna time out Red Mud 2 Blue for his nonsense. Ego searching is where you Google yourself. I have like 5 names. I think we'll work with Carl's first, actually. So
Okay. So basically, I'm googling Carl1001.
Yeah. Why did Home Run Derby show up first? That's interesting.
So for me, like, it shows my YouTube, it shows my Twitch, it shows my Twitter, it shows my backlog, which is great. Actually, you know, let me roll this in a generic browser. That might show that many different results.
The fun thing is finding like the weird ones. Twitch tracker, I'm not familiar with that. Oh, multi-Twitch, Carl101 and Angelic Zelda.
Oh God.
Apparently there. That's like on the first page. You have your channel intro is like your first video apparently that shows up.
Yeah, that should be pretty normal. What is this social like? Should I go into this Social Blade site?
Is a website that tracks people's subscriber things and all that. It's a tracker basically. It's kind of demoralizing to look at, so don't look at it.
I'm looking at it.
All right, look at it. Because it can show
okay,
it
so
like a
I'm 4,037,727th in the Social Blade rank. I am 1,722,615th in subscriber rank. I am 371,865th in video view ranks. 245,832nd in country rank and 154,338th in games rank. What the heck does that mean?
You know, this also does Twitch, by the way. This has a Twitch thing too. So what do these ranks mean? Games rank, I guess that's... I actually don't know what that one is. But considering there's a lot of people on YouTube, you actually have a pretty good ranking, all things considered. Look at what's interesting is like you can see your trend of subscribers. Like people are leaving and joining. So the reason why that is because YouTube now doesn't track like individual subscribers. Once you reach a certain point, it'll track by 10. So you lose 1 and you go like so say you're at 5,233. You lose 4, it shows you drop 10 instead of just like otherwise.
Yeah. Okay.
So I noticed there's an interesting thing about yours. You deleted a lot of videos and put them on the VOD, so you have a negative spike on your total video views.
It's true. That is very true.
You can also check Twitch, by the way. If you type in your name at the top, Carl101.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, this is called like I said, ego searching.
I don't know if I should show this or not, like on the screen.
No, don't. They could do it. It's Google. They could do it themselves. Latest game, Mario Party 6.
Oh, there we go. Twitch. Let's see what that says.
You are a C in both, so that stands for Carl.
Wonderful. All right. I've had -1 follower for the last 30 days. What's up with that, guys?
I don't know. Maybe that was one of the weird bots that followed us.
That's
I had a lot of
possible.
bots. Yeah. At one point, like what is it, Jimmy 1997 or whatever. Jimmy Two Shoes McGee. Scared. But yeah, these I don't really like looking at this stuff, but I do like seeing future projections, and I guess that kind of can be a double-edged social blade, because it's like, oh yeah, look at your growth, but it's like that's just a estimate, if anything.
Yeah, I don't really have growth.
It'll keep doing that if you it'll keep doing that even if you don't do anything too. So I don't think it's that accurate to look at. All right, what else we got here on Google?
Yeah.
If you guys do some ego searching and there's something funny that shows up for you guys, let us know. Oh, Carl, you got a Steam community on the second page. Borderlands fandom. Hold on. Borderlands fandom. Is this you?
What?
User blog Carl101. Gearbox weapons. Is there a class? Rekate again. Access to the tweets. All I can do is group. Calm refill, please help. Carl101, aka Carl Woolley.
No. This is 1001.
Oh, I live in Great Britain. On September 8th.
It's spelled GRATEBRITON.
Yeah.
This is too good.
My occupation is beta player. I am man. This is you.
Oh.
Apparently. The Borderlands fan is dying. Here, I can share that. That's not. You would not have an avatar like that. That's funny.
Dude, Pinterest. Okay, here we go. 77 best walkthroughs and video images in 2020.
There's a. Where is that? Oh, I found it.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what I'm doing on Pinterest, but let's take a look here.
Wait, this is Ice Climber Kirby.
Is it?
Is it? No, it's not. Well, maybe. I don't know. What is going on?
Wait, I got an Instagram. I didn't know I had an Instagram. So this is the evil Carl101, the Carl1001.
Is this the same guy who lives in Great Britain?
Probably.
I'm not in the camera because I'm like, oh, this dude does not look like you at all. Who are these people?
I don't know.
You can
use there's the nerd test.
Oh, the one that I think Katie made.
No, that wasn't what Katie made. Somebody else made it.
Oh.
It says my my browser is not secure with that one, so I'm gonna go back to.
So is this group host one? This is not you. This is like your secret. Your one for the group for Steam. Because it's a Hunter avatar, and I don't think you use that.
Yeah, that's the other account that I have. That's my alt in a sense.
I'm a guy who plays video games and music. Weekly games of TFT will happen on here every Monday.
That never happened. It never happened. What else we got?
I'm gonna go to let's go to like page 5, I think.
What is overview for Reddit?
Roblox. Roblox. Is there? Did you play? Do you have a Roblox account?
I played Roblox like years ago.
Wow, you have the boom blocks shirt.
Apparently, I'm on TV tropes.
Well, yeah, I mentioned that last time, and that's probably what sparked it. Apparently, you and Troy had a funny moment that was worth marking. I think it was on Mario Party 5.
Wait, what is? What? Oh, Little Big Planet Central. What is this?
Yeah, what's going on?
It's gone.
Martha Stewart. DeviantArt. Man, Carl, you had the. I'm looking at Roblox again. You had the epic badge, the oh really badge, the yeah really badge, Sparta.
What? Oh.
It was great. Okay, what else we got here? Martha Stewart. What is she showing up? Why is this criminal showing up?
The stranger thing is a lot of these different websites that I'm seeing.
Yeah, definitely.
Why is one of my videos on a Russian website?
Oh yeah. I brought that up last time. Remember? Sometime on your Discord, like someone was just like I guess re-uploading them. Carl knows his type matchups. Oh, TFP. Wait, there's a Reddit? There's a Carl1001 community on Reddit?
Wait, why is Flame Cannon the Third showing up?
That's me. Wait, where?
I know. Wait, I made it on
your account on Reddit? What is this?
I don't have an account on Reddit.
Oh, negative 20 comment karma. Okay. Okay, and you would not be talking about the GDP. Yeah, this is not you at all. You don't have a DB.
Wait, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on.
You might need to link me some of the stuff you're looking at too, by the way.
Hold on.
Wait,
I'm sorry. Hold on. Can we talk about this for a second?
talk about what? Butt parade? Is this you? Is it? Oh, putt parade. That's butt parade. Wait, do you have a time on here?
Yeah, I do.
When did you do? Oh, it's got a timer too. Wait.
What?
Wait. I wanna. Why do I gotta use Flash Player for this? Hold on. I'm allowing it. What's this? What's going on here? It's not loading. It's whatever the submission is. But dude, 16th place. You are on here. You should claim this time.
I never uploaded it, or I don't even know which run this is.
What's funny is that Carl does actually have some legitimate speedruns under his belt, like Pikmin. He would be somewhere in the lower echelon, but that's still pretty. I did not submit this. Did Buster submit? Oh, J2XP.
Yeah.
J2XP. I was thinking about it because he's on here too. You can see him.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, 5 years ago. I wonder, still speedrun? Oh. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know who submitted it. That's funny. Dead Space TV show. Okay, I don't know. Shark Attack Mavis Beaking typing game? What is this? Studio Carl 1001 Wix site Japanese. What is this? Ryoichi Kamiyama. It's a photographer. Carl, you have a great portfolio on here. On studio-carl101.wixsite.studiocarl.portfolio. All these photos are flowers or food. Or I don't know what private is. I'm not clicking that. Oh, Carl, you picked another.
I know. Just...
you skip it. I don't know. This one has like sometimes they might have like a little rap in there or something that has bad words or something.
No, I'm trying to find more music.
Just find a playlist of
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm sorry.
A full OST.
Maybe you should find something. I'll keep looking for stuff.
All right, good.
All right, let's see what else we can find on here.
I'll just put the the Earthbound playlist or something.
But that's what I tried to do with the Super Mario 64 and it didn't work for me.
How about
Download the Lost Vikings walkthrough float part 6 from this weird website.
Why not?
Oh, I've hit the end.
Okay, let me add to playlist and then play it. Right? How do I do this? Just click it down?
I'll find images.
This is by Luigi, the 75-minute relaxing, calming Nintendo music.
All right.
Pinterest has a lot of stolen art, and that's why I'm not a fan of it.
I'm guessing it's the 16 best video game colors images.
Pardon?
I don't know.
Dude, this Carl1001 guy gets around. What is this? Who saving personal printers in Dell community? What are you doing there? Who is this guy? I don't trust this man. Hi, Jose. Hi, Jose.
Yeah, I'm not seeing much else by looking through a lot of this. The problem with a lot of these websites is they're super sketch.
Yeah. So whenever you do this, you got to be a little careful, folks.
Yeah.
Let's look up Boogie Carl now. That should yield some more interesting
See if
results.
any of that still exists. Well,
We're
the Twitch
Troying
channel
Carl.
still exists for sure.
Type auditor. Oh, that's probably another. Oh, here's the peach one. Click it again.
Okay, wait. Oh, the Facebook thing?
Yeah, that's the gem I found last time. I want you to read it out.
Okay. Princess Peach says on Facebook, if you haven't noticed, go on YouTube, look up Boogie Carl. To see me in Mario Party 2, I beat Boogie and Carl in Misery Land and Pirate Land, and made a comeback in Mario Party 5 in Rainbow Dream. Me and Wario always win. Wario is my partner forever. Smiley face.
Hi, Peach. How's you? So did this person just like look up playthroughs that have Peach in it? It's like look up this playthrough. I'm in it. I'm Peach. It's so good.
Somebody cut me saying "Go Boo" and made it into a video. I think. Let me take a look here.
Oh, I found you on darkspyro.net.
Go Boo.
This is literally the creation of Go Boo.
Where do you have it?
It's a YouTube video.
Oh, okay. I found YouTubers you watch. And then Boogie Carl, parentheses, pure nostalgia, followed by Nostalgia Critic.
Oh God. Go Boo! Here's Animal Crossing Community.
Oh, you know what? You're suggested next to Chugga Conroy.
Oh.
That's funny. This was 2016, so this person, whoever posted it, was still watching you around 2016. Their name is Skyland. They're purists. So if you're listening to this, shout outs to you for pure nostalgia.
Oh, I gotta give my true fan here, Kanama, there we go. That's also I like Carl101. He calls them walkthroughs, but they're basically let's plays, and I like the Boogie Carl ones. Him and his friend Boogie Mushroom a lot too. This was posted April 10th of 2010.
Oh yeah, I watched that one.
Over 10 years ago.
There's something on Mario boards too. I don't know if you saw that one.
I have not.
OMG, Chugga Conroy is awesome. No Sonic, dude. What's going on here? These are fun to look through because then you also get an idea of what the time was, you know?
Right,
Like
yeah.
like Slim Kirby is a familiar name. I didn't watch them.
But it makes me sad too because like a lot of these are from ages ago.
I found here's the Mario boards cryptic comic. Do you watch Let's Plays? Watch a few. Chugga Conroy, Carl101, Boogie Mushroom, Boogie Troy, and their combined channel Boogie Carl. Since no one's mentioned these two yet, Carl is playing Super Mario Sunshine, getting blue coins by now. And Majora's Mask and Half-Life 2. I think Booty.
Booty?
Booty is working on Earthbound, maybe something else. I don't know. Together they're playing Mario Party 5 and Halo. How do you B? No, okay. G is close to T, so I kind of get the mistake, but it's kind of fun. Cryptocamic. Oh, are you Kabumek? That would be so funny.
Could that be interesting? Actually,
That'd be funny. Eggface. Nabil DiGiorno. No, I'm sorry.
Okay, so now
This
looking
person-
at Speed Slasher.
Oh, there's only not there's not many pages. Hold on. There's still some more about Boogie Carl here. I found another favorite LPer on YouTube in Bulba Garden. Let me see here. However, H.C. Bailey, Boogie Mushroom, Boogie Carl, and Heckfire Comms are also pretty good. Also, there's me. Oh, it's TFP! TFP, aka Midnight Celtic. There's me, but I'm still a relative nobody right now. I have a few people who like my videos a lot. TFP. I didn't notice. That's funny. There's a couple more. Sorry, I'm looking at yours. This one real quick. Your. Oh, what is it? The fanfic?
Oh God, no! Please.
No, I gotta know. First off, what is this? Dragon Slayer. What is this? The competition? What is this? I watch. This is RJE. Why is it? It says Boogie Carl and then parentheses Proton Johnning. What does that mean? Oh, uploads about 5 times a year. And then Unbelievable LPs is on here too. Carl's excuse to play co-op games, and then Retro LPs is also Proton Johnning. Wow. What is this fanfic? Oh, this is just people they like to watch. Okay. Shout outs to gamers on YouTubers you should subscribe to. I'm almost at the bottom here. Sorry. There's just a lot. Regular shit. Oh, that's a name.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah. All right. That's just about enough. I've reached the end. Speed Slasher now is what you looked up?
Yes. Yep.
I'm sorry. This is the first YouTube thing is not even me, I think. See no flaw. Speed Slasher, apparently.
Oh, the latest tweets from Speed Slasher, which is not Speed Slasher.
Yeah. None of these are me. I only go by Speed Slasher on Twitch.
Oh,
so
the Iron Wolf High Speed Slasher Model 8 XP attachment.
What?
I don't actually know what that's for, but it's an attachment onto something.
Whoa. None of these are me.
No, they're not. These are like other sort of things.
Oh, hold on. But this Twitter, Behara, I don't want to say it. But I think is this Tagalog? Is someone Tagalog? Filipino? Because they retweeted earthquake. Okay, that's not Tagalog. I had to read a little more because I thought it was are you okay? But it's like no, that's not it. Yeah, this is not me. I think you'd get more if you typed in like Flame Cannon or Afternoon Casuals.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see. Flame Cannon. Hearthstone. Darn it. None of this is me either. Warhammer. Man, I didn't know I was part of War. Oh, I found my Twitter.
Yeah, there's not a lot also with Afternoon Casuals as well.
Flame Cannon the Third.
Which clearly means that the Afternoon Casuals need to get their butts in gear and do something.
Oh, if you type in Flame Cannon the Third, you get my
We're still waiting to see how long it's gonna take for the afternoon casuals to beat Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh yeah, stuff shows up if you type in Flame Cannon the Third. Not sure why. Well, actually, that's my Twitter tag. Never mind. Oh yeah, my friend made a website thing called Neat.pics. I'm on there. It's a bunch of other artists too. Some of it's not safe for work, so keep that in mind. Afternoon Casuals Proton. I'm gonna kill you, Chris. That's a threat. Maybe I shouldn't say that. You're Proton Johnny. Where's the YouTube playthrough you said you're gonna do in your podcast thing? Thought so. Fam. I'm sorry. Let's keep going here. Anyone else? What have we? No, I don't really show up unless you type in Flinkan the Third.
Yeah.
And even that. Oh, Carl's music box. Hey. This is not me. Leia Stardew Valley is my wife, and with this, the Teen Titan. What? Gucci. Oh. It shows what I liked on Tumblr. Oh, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. What? But yeah, this is. There's got to be another thing that I could look up. What if we type in hexagon ink? Well, some of these we could just like.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, I think there wasn't too much that came up.
Ooh, empowering an autonomous future. Investments. Ooh, Milwaukee.
I could go take
I didn't know
him
it
down.
was so big. We gotta take him down. It's time for data to grow up. Okay, what does that mean? Hey, they're on the up in the stocks though. $49. That's good. We're actually kind of high considering. Welcome to Hexagon is another one. Hexagon is a private investment company with offices in Denver and Milwaukee. A CEO, Scott Raymond. Never met the guy. I was hired by him though. Yeah. I thought there would be more that would show up by doing this.
Yeah, I unfortunately I'm not that popular, which means that you guys get to it. Get my name heard on Google. Let's go.
On Google.
Like, what the heck are you guys all doing out there?
You gotta compete with Carl1001. Like, how are you gonna beat him?
Yeah. Come on, guys. Get to
He's
it.
an enterprising masochist. I don't know.
You guys got to go out there and like all those videos and get on those forums and be like, who's the best Let's Player out there? And then you can be like, well, my favorite's Carl101. And then like another person's got to be like, oh, Carl101, he's great. And you just keep it going here and keep it going here.
Hold on. You know what I'm curious about? I'm gonna risk my computer. I'm gonna type in carl101.com. See what happens. The site can't be reached. Oh, maybe .net, huh? .net.
Yeah.
No, .gov. You're a government entity after all. No.
What would you do if you typed .gov and then all of a sudden like you have reached an illegal site?
Then Shady would be all over it. Flamecannon.com, nothing. Flamecannon.net. I have like too many usernames. I mean, I thought I was gonna be sat here for like 10 years. Speedslasher.com. Come on. AfternoonCasuals.net. Come on. Yeah. Nothing. Okay, that was worth the shot in the dark. Title T. What's going on here? Computer. What? Well, I don't know. Ego searching is kind of fun here and there. Computer equals over. Virus equals very. Yes. It's already over. My computer is very no. But yeah, there's a lot of fun you could be had by just searching up yourself sometimes. Not your real name. Well, actually, your real name to see who shares your binary domain. With that being said, I think we're at the tail end of our stream here.
All right, man. Hit me. We got
Bethesda?
any? We got any emails?
Oh, I should check. I don't think so.
Since I forgot to show that at the bottom there, that just kind of got like just.
Then how is supposed the people be gonna do the thing?
I just forgot to. It just got covered up. So any emails?
I'm checking.
Any spemails?
How dare? Oh wait, no, that was the old one. No new emails. Do you have a question of the day?
No, I don't. No, nobody.
Anyone have a question? Whoever asks a question first. Well, if you want to answer it too. It's
Yeah, go! Hurry! Go! Go! Go!
not like what kind of underwear are you wearing. I don't.
Go!
None.
Go! Go! And jab! And jab!
Jab.
One,
Twist the
two.
body straight though.
Go! Go! Go!
Uppercut. Yeah.
And
Ooh.
jab! And jab!
Yeah. What?
Oh, I guess nobody wants to ask us any questions. How sad.
Look at these fingers.
Those digits.
Yeah. I got a number, and the number is 5.
Wow, nobody likes this. Nobody wants to ask.
I asked all stream.
Well, ask us a serious question. I don't know. That might be a bad idea.
What do you see yourself dying as? Like, not very successful.
All right, fair enough. But you asked the question. Somebody else has got to ask the question.
Okay. Here, I'll play no, wait, that was Rugrats. Never mind. I was gonna do like waiting song. Oh, would you want to know the date of your death?
No.
No. I guess not either myself. I was thinking
No.
about like what, because the point of that would be like, so how much would you live your life afterwards? I feel like I would be so stressed from it. I think there are some people who would like to know just because they're those kinds of people who really like to optimize their lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if that's a human. Games you played this week: Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Animal Crossing, and that's like it. I didn't really play too many video games this week.
I play Cleopatra Fortune. Oh, you did ask first Let's Plays you watched. Carlin01@gmail.com.
Probably, probably one of Troy's. Honestly, Troy was the one
you
who
don't
showed me
consider
it. So
yourself. Carl was definitely my first one. Though at the time, a lot of the videos I were watching were like Super Mario 64, like funny, funny Mario moments
yeah,
where they go "Mama" and then they beep her, those kinds of edits. That was it back then. Those
Super Mario bloopers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By what was his name? Mega Man 765.
Where Mario starts running and then he starts sliding because there's a wet floor, and the Toad shows up and he's like, "Oh, I forgot to put the wet floor sign here. Sorry, Mario."
And then Mama. What was there? Anything
What?
that was-
No. We already answered a question. So if you want to ask another question, please email the please don't email this podcast at gmail.com.
Down below, too,
there you go.
on the thing.
Those
Or
are the
wait,
questions
hold
that
on.
we asked.
Is there a message on Discord? Because I feel like we should. If you have a question, we could also catch it on Speedy Sundays tab because we don't actually use it that often.
That's
So it'd
true.
be nice to have something there, to incite a little conversation back and forth.
Yeah, so join the Discord if you haven't. It's a great place. We had 2 people join the Discord today, and neither one of them talked to us.
And happy birthday, Brightheart.
Oh yeah, Brightheart, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. I hope you're having a
He
good
gave
day.
me a cupcake. I need to give him something. I'll find him something nice on Animal Crossing in return. He gave me a cupcake. I haven't had a cupcake in years. I think actually, now I think about it.
I had my neither have I. I mean, I've had cake, but like
Yeah,
not
cake is
cupcake.
different.
Yeah, it is.
A cupcake implies, a dish cake.
Yeah.
I don't know. Leave me alone. It's the end of the thing. So let's end it with the schedules.
I don't have a schedule.
Good.
Like
Brian's
I would
been
honestly,
doing a lot of streaming.
I'd have one, but like with how all over the place I've been, I'm just playing it day by day at this point.
Okay,
So-
that's fair.
That's
Me, once I'm done with my finals and all that, I think I'm gonna try to stream a little here and there. I haven't touched Minecraft in a while. I haven't touched Mario Party in a while. I haven't touched Darkest Dungeon in a while. Those are things I'd like to do. Or I'll just, I don't know. I got a lot of good response when I played Rune Factory. That's a weird one though. It's either
I think you should just do whatever the heck you feel like doing.
well, can you take that same advice yourself, you brat?
No.
Then who are you? You'll brat telling me just do what the heck you want to do, idiot. If that was so easy, we wouldn't be sitting here. Shh, be quiet. Shh, be quiet.
Okay, anyways. I've killed him. I've succeeded. Yes. Okay, if you're interested in becoming a co-host here on the Please Don't Watch This podcast, please write to us. And I am significantly better at recorder than Speed could ever be, and I know how to play recorder better than Speed ever could dream of being. At ymail.com. And
You're not better than me.
it's pretty easy. All you have to do is just get fired every day, and that's it. The end.
What a weird ending to a podcast. It's like probably the worst ending we've had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
should
Well,
do
anyways,
that.
I was the one that made it.
Yeah.
No, not like, but like, we do an acapella version.
Oh yeah, I guess I could do that.
Do that right now? No, out of sync. You're out of touch. Thanks for the host. Goodbye.
Yeah. Thanks for hosting us at the end here.